Today I want to talk about why these market makers and hedge funds can't print tons of synthetic APE shares like they can with AMC as a result of a difference in the mechanics, and why these market makers really will struggle to deliver these APE shares. So stay tuned, and let's make some money. And now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, Retail Stocks tweeted this thread explaining why market makers and hedge funds can't create synthetic APE shares. He said a serious exhortation for those saying they'll just print a bunch of APE like they do with AMC. Do your due diligence. He said read the filings and go deep on the mechanics of APE. And he said here's the reasons why I do not believe they can do this and why they're more stuck than ever before. And he said number one, there's no options chain. He said more than anything, this is what I'm focused on. He said how do you create synthetics with no derivatives? Now obviously with no derivatives it means these hedge funds can't hide any synthetic shares or any shares that fail to deliver inside the options chain. They can't perform any malarkey with these married and divorced puts. They can't hedge their synthetic short positions with long dated call options, and they can't kick the can on any synthetic shares or any FTDs with the long dated put options because simply they don't exist. Now obviously APE can fail to deliver, and these market makers using their bona fide market maker exemption can effectively create synthetic shares or deliver shares that can't be located. And as a result, he said number two, no shorting. He said I believe both due to being depository shares and at first there being no shares to borrow, it will not be shortable. He said the actual preferred equity shares backing APE are deposited with Computershare and not the DTCC. Accounts saying the DTCC will commit fraud haven't read that part of Aron's tweets. Effectively, the entire APE float is DRS'd in a way as Aron and AMC are issuing these APE shares directly to Computershare and they're not involving the DTCC in any way. I think one of the most important things here as well is the fact that APE hasn't actually been released or even created yet. Obviously these hedge funds and market makers can't fail to deliver a stock that doesn't actually exist. Obviously on the 22nd, when the stock is actually issued and is live in accounts, at that point these market makers and hedge funds can fail to deliver, but not before that. And at the same time, because the stock doesn't even exist yet, these hedge funds and market makers can't create synthetic shares for a stock that hasn't even been created. Therefore, on the 22nd, these trading platforms and these brokerages will fail to deliver on potentially billions of shares and it will be recorded. At that time, these market makers can start creating synthetic shares and delivering them to the brokerages and to the trading platforms, but they can't start the creation before the stock even exists. These hedge funds and market makers also can't use leverage buying tons and tons of put options to effectively crush the price because obviously put options don't exist. And ultimately these hedge funds and market makers can't use total return swaps to hide their true short position because obviously at the start there's going to be no shares to borrow and effectively no shorting. And also because of the fact there's no options chain, it means these hedge funds can't use the options chain to roll failed delivers and kick the can even further. They have to register and report every single one of them. Now that means on the 22nd we won't see synthetic shares being created to crush the price, and we will see trading platforms and brokerages scrambling to find enough APE shares to deliver to their customers. And if that alone doesn't cause the squeeze, in a month's time when the failed to deliver numbers are reported, we'll see hundreds of millions if not billions of shares that fail to deliver. Now this is part of the reason why I think it's so important to keep hold of your APE on the 22nd of August at least for a few weeks while it's being issued. Effectively, APE is a clean sheet. There's no synthetic APE shares, there's no APE that hasn't yet been delivered, there's no options chain, and therefore these hedge funds can't roll their FTDs, and they can't even use total return swaps either. And as Tara said, why would anyone want to delay the issue of APE unless they're upside down in this trade, aka they're shorting AMC, and they need more time to cover. As Rocket Astronaut said, he said if APE is not delayed, who do you think will want to be out of APE? And why? He said, I'm not talking about irrelevant people or individual people, but sides of the equation, aka longs and shorts. If APE is not delayed and goes ahead on time, do you think that AMC apes are going to panic and paper hand all of their AMC shares that they've held for the last year and a half? Or do you think when APE is issued in these trading platforms and brokerages end up panicking that these shorts are also going to panic and potentially close out of their short positions during a squeeze scenario? I personally don't think that APEs are going to paper hand all of their AMC shares. I think the hedge funds, market makers, trading platforms and brokerages panicking is much more likely. Tara also listed a number of reasons not to delay the APE issuance. She said number one, funds have less time to prepare for the dividend release and they will be forced to cover. Obviously, if we delay APE until Q4, these hedge funds can think of new tricks and new ways to hide their AMC FTDs and hide all of the synthetic shares. And number two, right now we're in a bullish trend. AMC has broken through that $20 region of resistance and is also holding above that downward trend line that we've seen since last June. The fact that right now we're already in a bullish trend and these shorts are already getting very close to a margin call puts more and more pressure on those shorts. She said meme stocks as a whole right now are seeing a current gamma squeeze as well. BBBY is up, GameStop is up, AMC is up as well. The entire meme stock market is up, and therefore the basket that shorts are holding is being more and more damaged. And number four, at the same time, if APE is not delayed, it means the media has less time to distort the narrative into a very negative event. Obviously, the longer we delay APE, the more negative news articles the media can publish, effectively scaring off the AMC apes, potentially causing more people to panic sell. Now, again, I don't want to focus on Lou specifically, but I want to focus more on the hashtag delay APE until Q4. But Ashley tweeted saying, whoa, so I took a look at Uncle Lou's post that's causing so much attention. And as I was going through the comments, she started seeing some common trends with the sentiment. So I started clicking on these profiles and they're all bots with almost zero followers or following. Many of these accounts that want to delay APE until Q4, many of these accounts supporting Lou, all seem to be bot accounts that have just been created to effectively spread more FUD. And she said if you needed any more proof that he works for the other side, then this should be the nail in the coffin. Someone paid a bot service to reply to his tweets with this negative APE sentiment. If these bot shell accounts want to delay APE until Q4 and they're panicking that APE might go ahead straight away, I think really this is all you need to know about these bot accounts and about the thought process of delaying APE. These bots, shills and hedge funds are panicking about APE and they want to delay it at all costs. But us, the AMC apes, don't want to delay APE because it could definitely squeeze the shorts. There's nothing negative to us about delaying APE. Effectively, it's a 1-for-1 share split. Right now, there is zero dilution. If in the future Aron issues more APE or decides to convert APE to AMC, then at that point, yes, there is dilution. But again, that's going to be something that we vote on. Aron could also propose to dilute AMC right now as well, but again, it's something that we will vote on in the future. But the fact that AMC isn't being diluted right now is a very good thing. And one of the most important reasons that I do not think we should delay APE is this tweet from the Moon Traveller. He said the overstock dividend squeeze. From a Yahoo article, it said the rally coincided with a flurry of short covering that comes a week before the record date of that overstock dividend. 1 week from the 22nd is this coming Monday. Therefore, this coming week, we should see AMC pushing up even more before the dividend is issued. This article looking at the overstock short squeeze said one of Patrick Byron's latest acts on overstock.com is making life more difficult for the short sellers he was forever battling. He says shares of the online merchant are on a tear, up about 60% in 2 weeks. The rally coincides with a flurry of short covering that came a week before the record date for an exotic dividend the company unveiled to much fanfare and confusion last month. This AMC stock dividend is something very similar to what Overstock did that literally caused the Overstock squeeze. Now you may have also seen that all of a sudden Robinhood is now supporting preferred stocks and is now allowing the full trading of preferred stocks like APE as well. I personally think this coincides with the delay APE movement because obviously people that want to delay APE are now going to think that APE is bad as a result of Robinhood wanting to trade it. This crowd are going to say, guys, APE is bad because Robinhood is allowing the trading, therefore we should delay APE. But ultimately this is all put together by the hedge funds to scare us out of the APE shares. I think the real reason Robinhood wants to allow full trading of APE is to try and convince AMC shareholders to sell their APE as soon as it's issued, so hedge funds can obviously buy these APE shares and issue them to the brokers and the brokers' customers. This is why I think it's absolutely rubbish to delay APE until Q4, because effectively APE is a completely clean slate that has no synthetic shares, it has no stocks that have ever been failed to deliver, as the stock doesn't even exist, and there's going to be no options chain either. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers!